Hello everyone. We are today seeing a match that was played this week. It's a small teams game played on Feast of Hades between the pro team and the DmE clan. For the pro team, in the north, we have a pro shaman, Pretor, Arcas TV, Randy, and Chicken Tasty as an extra player. And for DmE, we have a Flying Duck, Ruxel, Nep with his funny name, Mirror, and Slick like Big. We can see that on the back line, Slick has decided to not have a lap and support all the teammates by giving some echo away. Whereas Randy on the back position has started air with Bomber and a Scout. And we will follow this to see how much action it can get. See that the ticks are now in range of vision, and AA is coming up on the all three front bases, but that gets 4 wings and 2 metal structures in one single go. Slick slipping at the wheel, didn't make any AA at the back, and it's gonna suffer greatly. Mirrored has 2 AAs now. Oh, that's very rough. Very rough. The thing is, this Bomber was, I believe, help. And it was like a team effort. It's managed to clear all the effort from Slick Legri, which is still not doing any AA, but let's focus on other things, shall we? The Bomber doesn't quite goes down, and there's still no AA on the backline. No one has made mobile AA. I think that's a great reaction. You normally should get 1 static and 1 mobile AA each. So we see that the pro team, it's been free of trouble, no damage to their base or eco, and the commanders are free to continue moving. And there's plenty of PP on the laps for Pretor and Shaman. Chicken Tasty has also sent a constructor forward and slowly getting some mexes. It could do with a bit more wind, but he's working on his contour and scaling. Randy is also finishing contour and will continue to queue plenty of winds and continue the air. We see a second constructor into 10 more bombers. That's gonna hurt when it hits. We have a Barkas TV. He is stalling energy like a champ. He's on 120E and is manually fixing it with the commander now, but surely some of his cons can be sent to get some economy done, I guess. Now Neb is trying to leak into Pro Shaman's lane, whereas Mirrored is not moving. It should be moving out and capping mexes. Let's see. So Shaman will stop the raid from Neb. But Neb is left himself fully open and is most likely gonna lose this constructor. That just gets cleared before it happens. A Flying Duck is trying to leak into Pretor's lane, and at the same time he gets a lick himself from Chicken Tasty. We have a Bomber from Randy that it's just gonna be taking mixes. It hasn't been given a full queue, so it looks like it's gonna be micro. I feel like this demands more attention than just a queue in the mechs. Maybe not the next mechs, but some mechs that is gonna be able to get bombed without having to turn around. But I guess, yeah, you could do them manually, but all that queue can be done beforehand. So Slick has now an air lap, and despite that he's still getting bombed on his base. We see now that a scout is coming, 3 bombers that they are now queued. This one didn't fire, this one didn't fire either. There's not much going on. Randy didn't manage to get a scout in time. Fighter. So this bombing run should do some damage. The only thing is, these are Armada bombers, and the Slick keeps not targeting the bombers or moving them before the fire, so that's gonna get clean. There's no backline. Randy keeps deleting any economy effort on the back base, but we see some progress for Raxel, which is encroaching into Vargas TV. Obviously siege units are not ideal to deal with a block of pawns, but he's got the 3.0 mexes, so he's fine. Mirror is missing a mex there, and he could be recapping these ones. Now an effort could be made to use these rocket bots to start attacking, but we see more bombers coming up. It's gonna target the front BP that Neb has, but it looks like in another go all this is gonna disappear. Randy is doing very well. Yeah, that's a good bombing. He's doing very well at manually handling the bombers. Now whilst the Fig is trying to be busy shooting at the bombers, it just gets taken down. So that the bombers are actually efficient when they are on a mix with fighters. It gives the fighters air superiority, even on a slightly lower numbers. So Flying Duck, it's very much on his way of taking Chicken Testy out of the lane. Neb keeps trying to leak through other lanes, which is a valid option now. After Pretorius passes choke, then all the lane is exposed. The only thing is Randy is in time to help his teammate Pretor. We have a Pro Shaman, has plenty of blitzes available, and he's going T2. So he's managed to clear Mirror out of this lane. He's taking over the 3.0 mexes. He's got somewhat the ability to contest the rocket bots if they move forward. And Neb has AA, but he's not using it. Should move it to the front. Now, we could argue that Neb could, with his 19,000 energy, he could be moving into this lab and sacrifice himself, but it's got a superior rocket bot count, and the commander is very close to popping as well. what we're gonna find is that that's gonna disappear in a second. Finally see some AA mix, but it's only 2 of them. Have 3 more AAs behind, and the bombing keeps getting value. Thankfully here there is no AA mix, otherwise that would have been an issue. But these bombers are gonna go down finally. The fighters are not on fight move, they're just retreating, which is a mistake. Now Pro Shaman now is corner here and it's gonna go down, but that's nice digging from mirror. The only thing is there is no LLTs here, so all this economy is gonna go down. So Mirror is just trying to get a visual, but he's got radar with the commander. Now one of these cons could be trying to reclaim and re-expand rather than wait. Nep and Pretor. So Pretor is trying to get RTs out, whereas the rocket bots are already there. What happened there? Was it a transport? There's no transport, was it? Did it glitch through the wall? I'm not sure. That's very strange. Raxel is getting pressure. And looks like his rocket bots are on this dying end, so 3 of them are gonna go down in a second. Commander must retreat. Flying Duck is on a very good position. He's taking over the middle. He's bullied the chicken tasty out of his corner. Nep finally walks forward and takes care of the defenses, but this is unnecessary. Rocket bots could deal with the rest. We see Randy's commander moving forward to intercept the Flying Duck. Economy wise, Pro Shaman is on the lead. He's got T2 tanks coming out. He's got already 2.5 AMXs. The third one, the con continues to be moved towards the next mexes. There seems to have been a raid which I've totally missed. Apologies for that. Must have come from the middle into the back line. It doesn't look like it managed to take much of the wind or economy. Now, are we thinking of going tier 2? Looks like the lab was reclaimed and just rebuilt next door. I'm not sure why the change. The AMXs are going down here. That alone already pays for a commander. If that takes Randy's commander, that will be plenty of damage. So Pretor at the moment doesn't have any base, which is gonna allow Nep to put some pressure. Middle is being clean, now that there is no commander for Flying Duck. The superior forces for Chicken Tasty, they can come. Raxel has a vehicle lab and has got a bull himself at the front, and has just shared another one to Flying Duck, along with 2 jacks to deal with spam and infantry. Bulls have been shared to Pretor as well, which is just building spawn. This lane from Mirror is fairly free. Mirror could be claiming all those 4 mexes, 5. It's a potential to increase. See more wind farms coming up, but some space is available there. Red spots could be at the front, resin, or eating the metal, which he has none. Now let's see this, because Raxel, it's about to pop. Kills his bull on the explosion and barely any damage on the tanks. Barkas is gonna decide to go for a forward lap, which given that there is no pressure now, it's a valid option. It's got plenty of build power at home, and he keeps on growing his economy. We see that in general the red team has this metal advantage, even though I believe that's because of some reclaim going on here, maybe. I think this is yeah, you see a raid coming from NEP. It's gonna capitalize on the lack of tier 2 units in the back. It could be running through the side to get more damage done. It will be spreading left and right, but it's just stalling APM because it's got pressure at home, sadly. It could be taking these mexes and the wins at the back. With the units that the Flying Duck was given, he's managed to leak into Chicken Tasty's land and go behind Barcast. Now this bull can do some serious work, because there's nothing really protecting. You have this Overwatch, it's gonna it should go down to the bull, but base cannot be accessed because of all that pork. And with this spam, Neb is gonna be able to hand down these bulls, and because they are grouped, they all take a AoE. Slick's commander is going to intercept that Predator. Which could be a generous metal donation for the red team. We see a lot of spam being available, but not used at the moment. And spam is gonna get countered easily with a lot of Jaguars. So I'm not sure how this investment is gonna pay off. I see that Jaguars with their superior mobility are finding the gap in between the lanes. There's only a bull here, whereas it is full health though, but there's two on the other side. And Slick has not reached the 1000 energy per second, so he cannot walk under invisibility, but he's trying to be in front. I feel like he should go forward a little bit and trying to bait the Jaguars. On the other hand, the Jaguars are finding this lane available, so they will go down. Chicken Tasty has 3 bulls now, the superior bull count should be able to press on. I feel like there's some mexes that could be taken away. Again, these could be rest or retaken with a console, which is available. It's just loss of potential metal. Nap keeps sending metal into tier 1 units, and they managed to get on top of the Jaguars, but only 2 go down, I believe. Definitely, I don't think that's worth it. See the bulls now being used on the side along with spam. So we continue to see T1 being used against more effective T2 units. It's something that I do not approve, but let's see how it goes. So we see plenty of scouts trying to lick. Just a little bit of a lack of APM from the shaman. There's one thing that could be done is that the units could be given to the person handling the lane rather than having to sort these two fronts, and some other person just use these units. I think the handling of the assets could be done better. Okay, Mirror's commanders tried to engage. It's going down now because it failed the Deacons. He also didn't go invisible in time, even though he had plenty of energy and storage. Now we see this push with 5 pulls. It may find the space in between the bases. We're now on the 20-minute mark, and the blue team, Pro Shaman, already has a fusion. And so does Araxel, but he's sitting on 2000 energy, 2.5. So on the energy per second, the red team is actually on the lead. You can see that on the energy per second, whereas the metal is on the favor of the blue team at the moment. I believe this is total metal produced, still in favor of the red team. You can see now that they are eating. We're here, you're passing the fighters over 3 flags. That feels really bad. We could retreat through the water for a little bit of extra safety, but this is gonna hit. The bulls are in between the lanes, and that's gonna target the economy very nicely. T2 lab for Barkas TV goes down and is completely deleted. This commander could have been targeted. Now the flags are gonna catch up if you continue to do this. Okay, the base only has minor AA. The bombers are gonna ignore the flags, come this way. See, this bull is still very healthy. It's just gonna get incredible amount of backline economy damage. This fix, keep running into the AA, which is like a totally unnecessary because it's nothing that can be done. And let's see, so the outcome of this is that metal is in favor of the red team. The energy per second is very much in favor of the red team too. This is all the economy value, it's here. The army value though, it's in favor of the blue team. I assume because of this mass of tanks. We're playing catch up on the tank, and Mirror keeps his spam. I feel like, diversifying and covering the other lane is a good choice. One thing that could be done is all these slow constructors could be supporting the slow cons, whereas the consuls could be claiming these spots. Now this is important, denying aim axis and trapping units in enemy territory. Sorry, in your own territory. That's a good. See, all these beamers will be rest in a second, but not if they're fully obliterated. Now that's an important battle. The bulls are too close, touching each other, so they get full AoE damage of all about 10 of the other bulls that they just get destroyed. We see that Mirror has decided to eat a set of resin. Fair enough. I mean, we've got plenty of bulls and jaguars available. I have a scout that's just gonna get taken down now. There's 2 flags. Mobile flag there. If you select this, there's some juicy connections here that are not being... Oof. See more bombers coming up straight through all the AA without any instructions given to attack. Okay, this will be some economy damage. That's decent. That's also decent, but the thing is, these are Armada bombers. Okay, they could be Cortex bombers and get more damage, but now they're just losing metal to this. We see that the tanks are the danger. If not sure is, could get a Cortex constructor to get shurikens, could EMP the starlights, and this pulsar, we could be bombing them as well. That would be a good use. You could take defenses on the side of the map rather than on their base if you have air superiority. These MXs needs to be If they were resuscitated now, each of them will be given 12 metal per second, I believe. But instead we continue to do spam and not build enough tanks. Now EMP bombers I can get behind because these balls of tanks are not protected by AA at the moment. Now let's see the targeting. I mean, the stilettos haven't been used for ages because they got nerfed. That is a good connection there. The only thing is you need balls to get on top of them. Come on, next run. You need the next run to hit the same place. We continue to have spam. The bulls using their movement to take slightly less damage is a good idea. Those are good connections with the EMPs, but equally, if instead of doing a stilettos you had a nuclear bomber, the nuclear bomber could have taken the whole chunk of tanks in a couple of shots. And leaving them on the retreat. Okay. We see that we have a resin force for chicken tasty, but the push has got a different strength and spam is along with it. So if this starlet goes down, and it will because it's moving away and not firing, this base is likely to disappear in a second. See, Resbot's eating for Raxel, fueling his lab. On this side, Mirror is trying to rest some tanks on the very edge of the other bulls, but he's got a superior count. He could get in here. Nap is now pushing through the middle and going back to Pretor's side. We see that the ball is now on the Pro Team's territory, and we have inferior tank count And the starlight does massive damage to the bulls if it's targeted correctly. It looks like it's manually targeted to individuals. And if this bull clears the rest spots, that's a big hit. It's very important. Commander goes down for Barcast. That's a critical mass. We see tier 2 air for Randy. But it feels like it's a bit late because Slick surely has the power to clean it up, and it's got 3 stilettos will survive AA. So this base is very much at risk of going down. So Neb has 5 starlights which could be pressed in the front. They should be torn in forward. There's massive amount of reclaim on the DmE side, which is gonna again fuel their labs for a long time. You can see that Neb is making metal storages instead of sharing with the team. That's very greedy, given that everyone has a joint effort. There's no reason for him to be holding on to 7,000 metal. And not make his AMXs. So again we see some delay in remaking AMXs. We have 2 here. Could be taken this big amount of rest spots, but you don't need that many if you're just gonna be eating. He could have rest those units to have a superior army. Now we see the stilettos can one hit the EMP the Marauders, which could be used for the other one. It looks like it's gonna be allowed to cross. 2 nuclear bombers are here. There's only 1 commander left for both teams. I have Randy on the water, and Slick is invisible under radar jammer range, so he's completely safe. Now, if the AA is cleared, then the nuclear bombers can have a free range over the front. Mirror's been given a vast amount of pulls, but there's no AA being shared by Neb, so Mirror is just slowly producing tier 1 AA. Now these mines, they are light mines, they only work on infantry, so everything in this base is gonna disappear in a second. Especially these converters are gonna explode. The converters can explode and kill the BP can be killed, the lab is killed. Okay, that's a big. So the push from Neb, it's gonna deny these AMXs, and you could argue that turning back is a valid option because there's no air support and this is gonna fit metal to the enemy. But there's a little bit of damage that can be done. There's some wind damage, which at this point you will argue that it's not important because there is an AFUS out. BP taken out, and if you can take AMXs in between the lanes, that's a good target. Now this spam is completely relevant once you have 2 Razorbacks deleting units. But this air could be focusing on the Razorback with a full EMP and obliteration by nuclear bomber. And indeed looks like it's gonna come. So air is coming to support. The stilettos could be EMP in the second one, but they're not coming along with the army. So it looks like it needs 3 hits. Nuclear bombers not been targeted. That's a shame. It managed to take it. Stilettos are still not being used on this. Actually, Barkas TV will be avoiding all this destruction. And the last bomb managed to kill the Razorback just before the nuclear bomber is taken down. We see here that Barkas TV has managed to defend all this time. I feel like this could have easily been bombed. That's a very good EMP. That's gonna stop Barkas from producing units for a minute, which is just enough time. Please don't EMP yourself. Yeah. If you get another EMP, the pulsar, and stopping also that. I feel like this should be able to breach. Left side has been breached already. And it looks like they have it on the back. Good job to DmE. Even though, again, I feel like there is improvements to be made on the like throwing too much spam into defenses that are getting it clean. But yeah, thank you so much to anyone for listening, and hope you enjoyed. So like and subscribe if you like this kind of action on small teams.